And it looks like we are live. Thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen, for today's very special live stream Rice Crypto Show. It's going to be a crypto roundtable discussion. And today I am joined by K-Dub from the Crypto Zombie and my homie, Crypto Blood. We're going to be talking about the latest happenings of what's been going on in crypto, give our input and thoughts, and talk about things that we are excited about happening in the space. Going to get the show started for you here in just moments. All right, now we are live streaming right now on my YouTube channel, Rice TVX. If you're not already subscribed, make sure you're subscribed and smash that like button as it helps other people to be able to see these videos in the YouTube algo flow. It's also being live streamed on float.app, F-L-O-T-E. Float.app is a social media application platform that promotes freedom of speech. So I definitely encourage you guys to check out that platform. And also it is streaming on Twitter via Periscope at Rice TVX as well. So I appreciate everybody for tuning in. I'm going to bring in the guest here in just a moment. I do want to encourage everybody to check out my Patreon channel where I post up exclusive content. You get early access to videos, and it is a way to support the channel directly. Be sure you're following me on Library and Odyssey. I think Crypto Zombie and Crypto Blood are both on Odyssey and Library. So follow us all. It's where we have backups of our videos. So in case something ever happens to our YouTube channels, you know where you can definitely find us. Also, if you would like to support or take care of a tip and contribute to the channel, I have my PayPal, Cash App, and crypto addresses listed in the video description if you feel so inclined to contribute, because I definitely rely on the support of my subscribers and viewers, and I appreciate you so much. Also, in case you don't know, I am partnered up with Money Metals Exchange. As much as I love cryptocurrency, I always encourage people to diversify. Not financial advice, but silver and gold, precious metals have proven themselves as safe haven assets. You can get a free half ounce of silver. All you got to do is go to moneymetals.com, be a first-time buyer, purchase $100 or more, use the promo code RICE, R-I-C-E, and you get that free half ounce of silver. And it's an additional way to support the channel as well. So I do appreciate everybody for tuning in. I'm going to go ahead and bring in our first guest, somebody who hasn't been on the show in about a year. It's been about that long since we've done a video together, but he is somebody who I watch on a daily basis. If you're interested in learning about cryptocurrency and keeping up with the latest, greatest news, and also a little bit of price talk, make sure you're checking out the Crypto Zombie. Links are down below. So I am joined by my friend K-Dub. How's everything going, my friend?
Awesome, man. Like you said, it's been way long overdue. So, and I don't do a lot of live streams, as people know. So I'm really happy to be on your show, and thank you for having me on. I do appreciate it.
And I know you don't, so I do appreciate it again, man. I really do. I want to make sure I'm doing a good screen share. So I do have the links down below. He's already got a lot of subscribers because he's putting out really good information, over 164,000. So congratulations on that, because I know you had hit over 110, I think, the last time we talked. So that's really good growth, K-Dub. And just want other people who, because what I've done since we've talked is I branched out and I've got a little bit out of the echo chamber of crypto. I'm still covering crypto and blockchain, but I'm restructuring my channel with different shows. And I've got a lot of new people that are interested in crypto that want to learn. So I would encourage people who want to keep up with news to make sure you're checking out Crypto Zombie. And also Crypto Blood. I mean, I'm going to be sharing his stuff when you bring him in. But speaking of, I guess I'll go ahead and pull in my brother. What's going on, CB?
What's up, baby? How are you? You getting real, like, used to, you getting professional with everything. Your intro was all quality, and you're getting good at this stuff, man.
I'm trying to step
Practice
it up,
makes
man.
perfect, huh?
Trying to step it up, trying to make it look a little bit better, kind of my own DIY punk style, but yeah, just trying to add a little flair. I mean, I don't want to be the same person you see doing videos that don't try to add any additional flair. When you're looking at the same thing on the screen all the time, it's really easy to get bored and want to possibly turn off the video. So
yeah, no, I hear you, man.
All
is good over here, man.
Cool. So I'm going to have links down below for Crypto Blood's channel as well. He's not only does he talk about cryptocurrency news, but he also does these roundtable conversations that I'm a part of periodically, and also does a lot of really cool interviews. So I definitely encourage you guys to make sure you subscribe to both Crypto Zombie and Crypto Blood. So, I didn't mean to pull you out of the stream. I meant to stop the screen share. So how are you guys feeling about what's going on before we talk about any specific news, which would lead into the Tesla buying 1.5 billion, Jim Cramer talking about all companies should own Bitcoin? What are your guys' thoughts on what's happening currently in the space? And I'll start with you, K-Dub, and then we'll have CB follow it up.
Well, finally, everyone that was calling all of us crazy is now calling us up and asking us for advice and which coins to buy. And we're kind of in that everyone's a genius phase, right? It seems like the whole market is just going up. Bitcoin goes up, altcoins are going up two times. It's, everyone's making money right now, which is both a scary time, but it's also, an interesting and really fun time. I think that it's finally matured or is maturing into that sort of space that we knew it always was going to. I still think we're very early. People asking me, is it too late to even get into crypto? But yeah, I mean, as far as a whole, I feel extremely confident. Not even just to use bullish, because bullish is usually a term just financially speaking. I'm just really overwhelmed with such positive feedback that people are actually recognizing Bitcoin. I mean, not just the average retail, but you're seeing like the gold, and I know you guys are both gold guys, so I'm not against gold, but I mean, you have seen,
right.
You've seen that the correlation has gotten farther and farther and farther apart just in the past couple months. And a lot of people are now taking just, a fraction of that gold and hedging it into Bitcoin. And I think that it's finally getting the recognition that it deserves. It's like, oh, it actually is a hedge against inflation now. So, I'm a fan of, an advocate of owning my own things. I don't like the fact that I don't really own a house. They just let me keep my, shoes and pants here. They could take it really at any time they want. It's still taxed. And I like the fact that Bitcoin is, it's what it set out to be. It's very simple, censorship resistant, and it's yours, as long as you don't give your private key away, or I don't know, don't get scammed by the hundreds of scammers in the comments. But other than that, I think it's really, really looking awesome for Bitcoin and crypto. So just as like a, basic intro to things. So
yeah, no, and I appreciate you sharing it like that. That's definitely, it's really what we're sharing, our input and our own personal thoughts. I mean, when you're talking about some of these things on your own channels, and both you guys, sometimes you're not being able to have all the things that you want to say come out. And when you have conversations like this, I think it gives those opportunities for us to be able to kind of elaborate more on what we think's going on. And yeah, it is good. It's a good feeling to feel vindicated when people think that what you're doing is ludicrous. As far as like, when Bitcoin hit what it's hit, I mean, it just hit all-time highs again yesterday, right?
48,000.
Yeah, we had 48 and Ethereum up to 18. I mean, pretty much all of them. Cardano's up.
Dot was 24. Link up to 27.89 yesterday. Hit all-time highs. I know Cardano's hasn't hit its all-time highs, but it's up an incredible amount.
Oh yeah, I don't know. Did I say that? I'm sorry. Yeah, Cardano at one point, I remember it was up to like $1 something crazy number, right? Like in the first run. Yeah. So, but I mean, it's still doing well. But that was euphoria. I mean, January of 2018 was just ridiculous. Like that was like where nothing deserved to be valued at what it was. I mean, it was just coins that did nothing were 1000xing. It was insane, and I think we're a little more mature this time around. I do still think we're going to have that crazy euphoria. When we have that, I'll let you guys know. That's probably time to start.
Maybe every asset class has their cycles and bubbles, right? So we're going to see another bubble in cryptos. It's coming, but like he said, Zombie said, 17 is definitely not feeling like what we have in 2021. Or 2021 is not feeling like what 17 was. I said this before, I think on your channel, Rice, or maybe on one of my live streams. I've said it a couple of times, but we have what I think when Bitcoin crossed $1,000 or $1,100, I attribute it to us crossing that 20,000 marker with Bitcoin. So it's like the start of a new cycle to the upside. But I do think we will touch 20,000 again. Is it before or after we touch 100,000? Who knows? No one can really say that. But from a technical standpoint, as a trader, the market's going to retest that last all-time high just to make sure that it's real. So at some point we will touch that. But yeah, you've got Elon Musk, you've got Snoop Doge, you've got all these celebrities and stuff pumping it. And it's funny because I was like, well, Elon shouldn't be doing this. And I just saw an article talking about possibly the SEC questioning him about his comments on Bitcoin and, making statements about it. But
wow. He's publicly, not to cut you off, but he's publicly come out and said he hates the SEC. So
I know. Yeah.
I almost think he does these things just because he's the richest man and he can, and you know what I mean? Sometimes I feel like he intentionally does that. Those kinds of things. Yeah, I
remember when he got into it with the doing the short squeeze against Tesla short traders. What was it, a year and a half ago? So yeah, he doesn't like the SEC. They don't like him. But yeah, we're in the rally, man, and I think it's important that people fade this rally, take profits into the rally. You sell on green, you buy on red. It's not intuitive, but that's what you want to do. Not everything, just make sure you take a little bit of profits on the way up.
It took me like 3 years with that whole strategy. Like it's buy low, sell high. So it's easy, right?
It sounds easy.
Only until like the past year did I actually get that true confidence to buy the deep red. I used to it would dip and then I wouldn't, and then it would start to go back up, and then you buy. Then I buy again.
And then it goes down.
Right. But now it's like, I love the red. I love the blood. I get excited. Man. You know what I mean? Especially in a bull run, because I believe this is a bull run. And I don't think we're close to the top yet. I don't.
Yes.
So, oh, thanks, bro. I appreciate that.
That's what I like about this program. You can highlight people's comments.
Crypto's Chain is watching. Great channel, man. Awesome that you're here, bro.
Thanks for asking to smash the likes. Appreciate that. Definitely. So what do you guys think about how this Tesla, Elon Musk and Tesla buying $1.5 billion in Bitcoin and putting it on their asset sheets? How do you think this is going to ripple into other companies doing this?
I mean, MicroStrategy kind of started. I think there was actually another company before MicroStrategy out in Canada, I believe. But don't quote me on that. But yeah, this is a trend.
It was the restaurant, Tahini restaurants or something like that. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But don't quote. I mean, the thing is, this is a trend that's been going on. I've been telling people to watch this, because if we start to see more corporate entities buy Bitcoin, as we're seeing the bigger guys, but if we see more like your FANG, Facebook, Alphabet, and all those Netflix and all those guys, which they will, I think. Oracle is rumored to be the next one. This is going to be an unprecedented type of move up in Bitcoin, and it's going to make 17 look like child's play. That's all I can say. Yeah, they're not holding. They're not. These guys aren't speculating. These are positions for 5-year, 10-year holds.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? This is
because they have that extra cash and they don't want it just sitting around. Or like, if we can put this into something that's going to make our cash grow in addition to us operating business, it's a win-win.
Exactly.
Yeah, I agree. And I don't know if you guys saw Crypto Daily. He did a video and he also had a little bit of a tweet. It's on Twitter about what was going on with the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust and the insane premiums that people are paying because they don't want to actually hold their own crypto. They want a custody solution, which I get it. That's not the ideal sort of vision. But let's be honest, like I say this all the time, most people, they lose their credentials for their bank. They call their bank up and they give them a password and they give them back, right? But so the world is not 100% ready, I don't believe, to really own or really have that responsibility just yet. I think we're getting there. But, these guys are paying a 38% plus premium. You don't do that if you're not looking to hold for multiple years, 5 years, 10 years. This isn't like, Ape the Trader on crypto Twitter back from like 2015, who's just going to no, we're not 5-10%. This is a hedge against falling fiat. It's not like a quick gamble. And I really think that some people, I don't believe, really are understanding how big this news is. Like, they don't still grasp it, like, you know, because, you know, crypto moves so fast. It's all about price and this coin and that coin. But what's actually happening in the background is insane. And one of the biggest problems in 2017 is we didn't have the infrastructure. It wasn't built yet. And during the bear market, you saw a lot of these teams put their heads down, you know, build that infrastructure. And coming out now in 2021, that's why I said it's not like 2017. And it's almost difficult because we've been following this 4-year cycle for Bitcoin that just keeps happening over and over again. This could actually be the first time where the cycle, like, you know, blood, like you were saying, breaks and we go higher than we ever thought, simply because of what's happening right now. It's not just like, you know, cartoon frogs and zombies trading. It's Fortune 500 companies putting it on the balance sheet.
Yeah, this is major, man.
And then also you got to think too, with all these companies, you know, doing this, how is this going to impact government trying to regulate? I think they're going to have to be a lot more loose, because they're not going to be able to stifle certain things. If you have this amount of money from that amount of companies coming into this, they're going to have to play ball, in my opinion.
Well, they've already considered it essentially like property, a commodity. I mean, Bitcoin is not considered money.
No,
like, technically,
the IRS considers it a property, I believe, and then the SEC considers it a commodity.
Yeah. So if you think about it, they're already kind of covered. Like, you know, anytime these guys are going to, unless they're going to borrow against it, but if they're going to sell, that's all capital gains. That's traded for US dollars. They're going to get their tax money. And I think that's the best way they should play it. You're not going to stop crypto. You know what I mean? So you might as well just figure out a way to tax it like they're doing, and just let it just happen, because you're not going to stop it, you know?
K-Dub, I know I've been actually getting into Polkadot, you know, a couple months back because of your coverage on the project. And so Crypto Chains is asking, what do you guys think about Polkadot getting listed on the Swiss stock exchange? I didn't actually hear this news.
I didn't either.
They did. And there was another news, hold on, just today, and I didn't even get a chance to put this in my video. I Trust Capital also made it available for their I Trust Capital IRA. That might not be as big of news as the Swiss 6, but, you know, you're just seeing. Also, how is Coinbase not listed Polkadot or Cardano yet, but it has like these random coins? Like, I don't get, like,
Uniswap
I don't know. It's just confusing to me.
Well, you know, Uniswap, they're kind of buddies, because I think they have some of the same VC capital investments that Coinbase did. Some of the guys that I think Andreessen Horowitz, they were invested in Uniswap as well as Coinbase. So it's political, man. You know.
I think that's what I thought. I figured that, you know. But yeah, getting back to the question, I don't know if you guys follow Polkadot. I you know, when it first came out, I did kind of ignore it. You know, because there were so many smart contract platforms coming out, especially, do you guys remember in 2017, it was like every other day, we're the Ethereum killer. We're the Ethereum killer. And you kind of got desensitized to it. But then, you know, you look at the team behind Polkadot, you look at their strategy, what they're doing to tackle it. And one of the biggest things for me is, like, I don't look at crypto. Bitcoin, I'm sorry, that for me is the digital gold. I will never sell Bitcoin. I will always have, there is nothing replacing Bitcoin, and I'm sure I'm going to make a ton of people angry by saying that. It's digital gold 2.0, just leave it alone. That's what it does. But there's so much room for altcoins, and it's almost hard considering Ethereum an altcoin at this point, because it's really proven its, you know, stay at the top. But I think that just like there are multiple manufacturers of cars, there's multiple manufacturers of, you know, cell phones, and, you know, I can buy a Samsung, I could buy a Vizio, that's my choice. I think you're going to see these platforms have different use cases. Ethereum's going to have its use case. Decentralized finance isn't going away. You know, Uniswap, they're going to come out with V3. They're going to start adding the limit orders. I think it's a real thing. It's a reality. Polkadot can have its other use cases. You have Kusama, the Canary network. We have, what is it? Elrond has been doing amazing lately. And the thing I love about them is they've been really, really changing the UI. The thing I hated the most for the past 3 years in crypto is you have these geniuses behind the scenes, and then you look at the app and it's atrocious. It was just like, I can't ask a friend or family member to use this. It's like, you got to go through 100 steps, right? And now they're making it easier. And I just think that this is that, you know, when you look at the adoption curve where you're at the early adoption and it starts to curve up to the mainstream, I think we're hitting that point. You know what I'm saying? Where, like, I guess the best, not to, I'm rambling, aren't I? But okay, imagine cool, internet came out, right? TCP/IP. Mm-hmm. We're still using it. Mm-hmm. But look at how much better it is. I mean, look, we're streaming right now, right? Look at, you ever watch those old 80s videos where it was like, this is how you send an email? It's like, first you connect to the modem, you know? And I think we've finally got past that stage. And that's why I'm excited, because like I said, the pipes are laid, the ease of access is there. Plus now you have Wall Street bets. You have, you know, Tesla. I mean, people are really waking up to this isn't some funny money anymore.
Yeah, Tesla was a watershed moment. Just because Tesla is like that, I mean, rock star company, right? Yeah. So to see Tesla come out and say that is big time. It you know, you look at like how when MicroStrategies came out, it was like, most people don't even know who MicroStrategies is. They didn't know who Michael Saylor was. Or,
yeah, the people who knew who they were like, this is good news, but the rest of the world didn't know. Everybody knows.
So now you've got every person that owns a Tesla is an Elon Musk lover. We know that. So when they see that, all those people are going to buy Bitcoin now. Just if it's $5, $100, $1,000, they're going to do it.
I had a friend of mine who I haven't seen in 10 years. I used to work with, and he recently just sent me like this giant text of like, okay, bro, I give in. You were right. How do I buy Bitcoin? I need to do this. I'm like, bro, I've been telling you since $2,000. Like that was when we were together on the job. I was buying Bitcoin in May of 2017 at 2,000. I was like, you know, and it's crazy. Like now it's at 44, 45K. And it's like now I still don't think it's too late. It's just, you know, it was so hard.
Well, you said on all your shows, dollar cost average. If you DCA dollar cost average into your way in anything that you're trying to invest in, that is just a way to be able to reduce any volatility that you're going to encounter.
Hey, I've got a friend that I told to buy Bitcoin at $87.
Wow, I wish I was that friend.
And he still hasn't bought. So some people, you can lead them to the water. You can't make them drink, man.
Do you guys talk about it? Do you remind them every once in a while?
He doesn't bring it up. I had a couple of friends that, you know, I smoked cigars with back in the day when I was telling them about Bitcoin. One ended up, I actually sent him some Bitcoin, and he forgot about it. And I think when we had the last run up in 17, he's like, hey man, you know, can you help me try to get my Bitcoin wallet? So I helped him get it back. And I think I sent him maybe 2 cents or 5 cents, something small. Then it was worth $100 at that point.
Wow. So, that's crazy when pennies can go up like that.
That's crazy.
And speaking, I guess, with the price, you know, the price is obviously taking a little dip. I mean, a lot of people are going to assume there's going to be corrections, but I did see a tweet from BitBoy where he was mentioning here that, and this was something that I really wasn't aware of until I saw the tweet. He says, you want to know why Bitcoin and the rest of the market is dumping? Look no further than F2 pool. Of course, they blocked me because they can't handle the heat. Yesterday, they sold 2,700 Bitcoin in an hour. Have you guys heard about this?
Yeah, actually.
Well, I mean,
what's this? No, just, I'll let you go. But the first guy that really pointed it out was George from Cryptos R Us. He talked about it a week ago and he had showed the correlation, but go ahead, man. What were you going to say?
No, I'm just saying it's normal activity for miners to sell their Bitcoin, you know,
especially when you're hitting, like when we talk about when you hit a point, you know, taking profits. I mean, I'm assuming 2,700 wasn't all their Bitcoin, and
I just don't know why they would block BitBoy though. like it's bad, you know.
Well, it makes it look worse.
It makes it look worse when you do that.
Like if you just commented on it versus I blocked the guy. Now you look like you did do something.
I wasn't trying to put no emphasis on that necessarily. I was more putting emphasis on the fact that it was supposedly because of this sell-off because of F2 pool.
I mean, look,
it's possible.
As a crypto YouTuber, you know, we always like to do that, right? Like that helps us to get the views. This is what really happened, you know, and like there's some secret reason. It's like the reality is a lot of people made a lot of money and people took profits. That's really actually as simple as it gets. But, you know, there's always got to be this crazy, you know, reason for whatever's going on. And like, to me, I just think, you know, we're having daily candles that are bigger than like what the Bitcoin price used to be. Like we used to be sitting at $4,000, $5,000. Now we're having $10,000, maybe not full candles, but from wick to wick in a day, we're moving.
That's a crazy. Yeah,
we went from 38 to 48.
That's a crazy
insane.
swing. That is a crazy swing for those traders.
Yeah, I mean, so like, yeah, people are going to take profits. You know, it's just that's the market. But
so right, I want to show this on my screen really quickly. The stock to flow. It's amazing. Oh, actually, I can't. I don't think I can because I don't have my. Let me see. Oh, I can share a screen, can I?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I can do it that way. All right, cool. Let's see here. I want to show this really quickly, which is interesting. I know both of you guys know about the stock to flow, but it's just interesting to see it actually.
I root for Plan B. He got a lot of hate for a while.
A lot of hate.
It got right back up there, and I was just like, my man.
Yep, it's right there, bro.
Full screened.
Yeah, okay, it's right there. Like we're right back on the stock to flow line. So it's like perfect, man. He's spot on, and you know, we should by April see $70,000 Bitcoin or somewhere around there. And you know, probably, you know, through 2022 all the way to 2023 is when he's saying that we'll hit 100,000. I think we're going to overshoot that and maybe come back to the mean, but like I said, you know, we've got some really unprecedented buying from corporations that I think is going to cause a social movement to buy Bitcoin by the masses as well.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think what we've seen around Christmas time and, you know, was more of retail buying. And then another thing that's really interesting to think about, because I was listening to UKW when you were talking about on last Friday's stream about Ethereum futures and how that may or may not affect things. And people were kind of freaking out a little bit on Sunday. We hear about the Tesla news coming out. Great timing. I mean, it
was almost like he planned it.
That's exactly what I was going to say, though, because when you think about the fact that it happened a month ago and it was announced the day of Ethereum's futures, and we've seen how Bitcoin futures affected the Bitcoin market, and we didn't have that same repeat in history. And I don't know if it was just because of the announcement of Elon Musk, but it seems like it had a hell of a lot to do with it.
It definitely helped for sure. Another just sort of theory, just you can look at it as well, is really the markets follow Bitcoin. You know, like the analogy I kind of say is like like Bitcoin is the tide, and if it rises, all the boats rise because it's kind of like it pulls it up. You know, it is the foundation. So like I don't think Bitcoin is at its top yet. So I think because it got released during a Bitcoin bull run, even if Ethereum did get shorted that day, how low was it really going to go? You know, with Bitcoin being in this monstrous rally, I just don't think it's just not the same. You know, you're like it's apples and oranges. You're talking about digital gold versus like the #1 smart contract platform in the world. And what do you guys think about that? By the way, the whole, I don't know if you guys are into Ethereum or not. Like, what do you think about the whole ETH? People say Ethereum's going to flip Bitcoin. Like, have you heard that? Like, what do you even?
Yeah,
what do you think about that? I mean,
I've heard it, but I mean, I'm thinking personally that if something like that to take place, as Ethereum is growing, Bitcoin will grow as well. So I feel like it's just going to be this game of trying to play catch up.
Like there's two ways I look at it. I look at it as, like I said, Bitcoin is digital gold, whatever. And you know, some people say the rest are like stocks almost, right? Like altcoins are like stocks, I guess. And if you look at it in that sense, I mean, look at the highest valued stock in the world, which is Apple, you know, and that's, I don't know what it is today. What is it? 2.7 or something like that versus gold, which is like 10. Like, so the highest stock in the world doesn't even come close to the to gold, right? But then you'll have the flip side argue, yeah, but it's not like a regular stock because it's kind of like the internet for blockchain, you know, and then you have that argument. Right. So then when you look at it from that perspective, you're like, okay, so investing in Ethereum is like investing in the internet. And then your mind just starts going crazy. And you're like, you know, a lot of people have thought, like, used to call me a Bitcoin maximalist. I'm not. I hold way more Bitcoin. I just do. I just don't see Bitcoin ever being a bad thing to ever hold, ever. Dollar cost average till the day I die. I just don't think it's a bad thing. Ethereum could get replaced. I don't know, but I think it's a great bet. You know what I mean? I'll say some of it.
I'll say this. Back in the day, early days of Bitcoin, or at least when I was in it, man, we had this analogy of like the big B and the little b. You know, big Bitcoin, capital B is like the, you know, what we know as Bitcoin, and then the lowercase b is like Bitcoin, the blockchain. So you have, I think, Bitcoin, the blockchain, or blockchain in general, is at some point will eclipse Bitcoin, its market cap, because you can do so much more. There's more economic activity, more GDP that can be derived from a blockchain, let's say an Ethereum. I'm not a huge fan of Ethereum, but it is what it is. It's number two. And I think you can have more economic activity on an Ethereum platform than you can with a Bitcoin, where people are just buying and hodling, or maybe selling here or there. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I think you can get a lot more extraction of economic power and activity out of Ethereum.
Yeah, and the whole Bitcoin dominance thing is silly to me. I mean, there's one Bitcoin, there's like 8,000 plus altcoins, and just by default, as each one of these things, I mean, you're just diluting it, but it doesn't take away, in my opinion, from where Bitcoin is headed. I mean, sometimes it's silly to be like, oh, the dominance is down today. It's like, okay, Bitcoin dominance is at 60%, but Bitcoin just like more than doubled its previous all-time high. So like these metrics don't really compare that well. Like,
and when it does get flipped by a blockchain, that doesn't mean it's any lesser of a thing, right? It's still important. I think it's still going to be king as far as a digital gold. It still will be there, but it will get flipped for sure.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I think technology just moves so fast. I mean, we're seeing so many progressions that even anything, I think, if Ethereum 2.0 wasn't able to scale like they're wanting it to, even something like Cardano or Polkadot or Nexus that may be able to scale on chain and get to that point, there's still maybe something beyond that that's going to come up and just wipe all those things out. Because, I mean, we're old enough now that I can say, just for listening to music, my parents used to listen to stuff on 8 tracks and records. I started having cassettes, then started getting into compact discs, CDs, and then now we're listening to stuff in MP3 format. So it's that progression. If you apply that to blockchain,
not even MP3 format anymore. It's all cloud.
Now it's just and that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like you said, I have like a collection of DVDs because back in the day it was like I collected them, I put them on display. They're worth like what, 5 cents a piece. No one will even buy them, and everything is just on Apple TV now. It's like all your movies are just digital. Like, yeah, I know what you're saying, man. And who knows? We are so early. We may not even know, like you said. There could be something right now. There's these guys working in their basement developing something that could just blow our mind.
The next Satoshi could be watching our channels, learning about cryptocurrency, and then he all of a sudden invents, starts putting out some code, and we've got like the next big thing that's actually going to.
I don't think people should be naive in the fact that I think we're in the Netscape era of internet or crypto, right? I think that's how early we are.
Yeah,
I know you guys probably remember the Netscape browser in those days, so that's where we are, I think. So a lot has happened since Netscape.
Yeah, and I mean, for people who think it's too late, though, too. I mean, not only with just Bitcoin, if we look at some of the gains over just from 2020 to today between some of the cryptocurrencies that are out, there's been plenty of opportunity for people to be able to make money.
Oh, for sure. So, one of the things that people say to me a lot, I got a comment just today on my Twitter, like, why buy Bitcoin when I could buy these altcoins and make more money? That's like the number one. And I used to say that when I first got in. Like, if you actually watch my first videos, I wasn't that big into Bitcoin. I was trying to find these like altcoin gems. That was all we were doing, right? Well, we held them and they lost 90 to 99%.
Right.
Bitcoin took a dip, but then look at the recovery. So I do believe, and this is just from experience, like you guys said, there's always the exception. There's always, next year you're going to have 5 of these, golden blue chips and be like, see, I told you. Yeah. But the other 7,990 are going to be irrelevant. Bitcoin. So,
yeah.
I mean, look, I do it too. I'm not going to lie. I have a 5% shitcoin allocation. Some of them I don't even talk about on my channel because I don't want to get people into that stuff. But I do it.
You're embarrassed holding those bags too. And it's like,
there's
DGen bags.
No. There's some coins, man, from last year that I had to sell for a horrible loss. It was embarrassing. So I do believe that there's going to be the hype. Like for example, these NFTs, they're hot right now. NFTs are big. I don't think NFTs are going to go away. I think they're going to be here to stay forever. But the platforms that we utilize for them that are coming out with these different tokens for governance or whatever, they're not all going to survive. And in the next cycle, if you have maybe 2 or 3 of these NFT platforms that really shine, you know, and the thing is just be very careful. And like I tell people, man, if you've, in this crazy market, if you've doubled your money, you need to, I mean, not financial advice, but take half back. And that way you can't lose. You know, some people, they go all in and they're up 10x and they're still not taking any profit.
Right. At least get what you put in out. So you're just playing with house money in that sense.
It's not profits until you sell, man. It's all paper, you know, and whether your version of profit is USD or BTC, mine's BTC, yours might be different, but you got to take those profits because we know I'm sure everyone in here screwed up. I know we all had some bags, and I just I hate seeing it happen to the new guys. You know, I really hate it. So,
well, let me ask you guys. I know we were going to try to keep this to around an hour mark, and we're about 40 minutes into it. I want to kind of shift on to what you guys are excited about. When you mentioned NFTs, K-Dub, that it really made me think, because that's one of the things that I'm really excited about with crypto, especially bringing mainstream adoption, because people can be utilizing NFTs in different ways and not even realize that they're utilizing anything cryptographic or blockchain related. So I guess I'll start with you, CB. What are some things that you're looking forward to, that you're excited about? Any projects, anything that you want to like kind of shout out, mention that you're just kind of feeling?
Yeah. So just first, I want to just piggyback on what Zombie said regarding the I think you're talking about NFTs. So the NFT situation, man, it's a little concerning because I feel like it's getting a lot of hype behind it, right? There's a lot of money being made. So that lets me know, and you know this, Rice, the alphabet boys are coming. Somehow, some way, they're going to try to regulate that space in some form or fashion. Now it's going to be more difficult than it was with the ICO market, but they will come up with something. And I think that will really eliminate a lot of the players. As Zombie said, NFTs aren't going away, but the structure of it, I think, will change over time. But what I'm most excited about, man, is really Telos. Telos is a very, very underrated EOS.IO blockchain, a sister chain of EOS. And they're doing a lot of great things. T-bonds, you know about that, Rice. Or I think I was talking to
Bozak.
Bozak about
and I was talking to him earlier, and he mentioned something about it. I've been looking into. Me and you talked about Telos, and I wanted to know more about this T-bond thing. Yeah,
so that's what I'm really excited about. It's gone from last week. I think it was at 4 cents. It's now at 13 or 11 cents now. Still market cap way low. You know, so they're doing a lot. They have the second highest activity as far as blockchains.
It's a fork of EOS.
It's not a fork. It's a sister chain, so it's slightly different than a fork. But yeah. So Telos is exciting.
Interact and have interoperability together in that situation.
Yeah, and they're actually having some interoperability with Ethereum. So they have an EVM bridge for Ethereum as well. So they're going to have a token over there soon. So you're going to start to see a lot of liquidity come through that Telos platform. HBAR is another one. That's more of a corporate play, right? It's not like for the people, but I still think they have an amazing lineup of companies that are behind them, and they're doing well, man. So
what is HBAR?
It's a Hedera. Right? Yeah, Hedera.
Okay.
It's a hash
graph. Okay.
Yeah, it's a hash graph. It's not a blockchain, but yeah. Great. Cool. To those who are definitely on my radar.
Awesome. I gotta look into Telos again because I remember when they first came out, and I had kind of looked into them, but there's so many projects that
so many.
You kind of like, you look at it and you're like, cool, and then you forget about it, and then all of a sudden, like 2 years later, you're like, oh my goodness, this thing is like blown up, and they've you know. And
listen, so, I just had Doug on. I've had him on many times. He's a friend of mine, and I'm over at EOS Detroit. We're a block producer for Telos, but that guy is smart, man. He's passionate, and they get stuff done over there. So that's the type of stuff I look at, and I look at the metrics as far as their activity. They're number 2 on Blocktivity for activity. So
that's good.
Yeah,
that's awesome, man.
Yeah, and I'm glad you said it like that too, K-Dub, because that was a project that, as CB was getting into it, I was looking at it, but again, it was just one of those things that you turn your head and all of a sudden there's something else that catches your attention. You turn your head again, something else catches your attention, and you forget to look back.
Yeah, I mean,
so
you know, it happens, and obviously, I know a lot of us base this on our financial gains. Although, like, really, you have to look at what the teams are doing. I mean, they're building, they're working. That's really the most important thing. But obviously, it's not as fun as hyping up prices. And
right.
But then again, like we were saying, you know, there are coins that literally have virtually no value that were or could outpace some of these, you know, legit projects. It's all hype and speculation for some of it.
And the ones that do have kind of like centralized entities or investors behind it in some fashion that can allow for them to market, where some of these decentralized projects don't have that.
Yeah, and that's what DigiByte kind of suffered from. You know, they're too decentralized in many you know, cases. So
yeah,
it's a happy medium that you have to look at.
No,
I agree. What about you, K-Dub? I know you're excited about Polkadot.
I mean, honestly, like I'm not that exciting with this stuff. I pretty much say what I'm excited about. You know, I've steered very, very clear of some of the super low crazy cap stuff because it's just a little dangerous. You know, I'll mention stuff I look at, but I'm really clear. But like, okay, some of these, you know, very niche things like these DeFi projects that come out. Like, for example, like right now, the Polkadot ecosystem, it's hot, right? Like people are into it and there's a lot of people building on it. So regardless of whether you support it or think it'll do well, you know, we saw with Ethereum, a lot of the first guys, whether or not they're doing well now, did great. I mean, you look at things, man, I'm trying to think of stuff like from a long time ago. This might even be outdated for anyone watching, but like, remember like when Golem came out and that was like groundbreaking. Right now, like nobody cares. You know, prediction markets, Gnosis and all that. The way that I see now is like, you know, we had the Chainlink came out and that was an oracle and that was something that no one really had done. And it really captured people's imagination. It showed the possibilities of bridging the real world into the digital world. And now look at where Chainlink is. So I do feel the same way about the Polkadot ecosystem. I think there's a lot of opportunities, just at least for short term, that are new. You know, like oracles on Polkadot. You know what I'm saying? Or things that Polkadot doesn't have yet that are the firsts for that. Same thing if you guys remember when Neo was like huge and Icon, you know, was huge. Not Icon, by the way, is super legit. I'm not dissing on them. They're doing big things. But you got to kind of know where to like go with the flavors of the month kind of thing. At the end of the day, I still think you should be taking profits. You should be going into Bitcoin. So like for me right now, I'm on the hunt for like Polkadot projects. Like I look for really anything that is new to that ecosystem because those diehard supporters of that, you know, they're going to go in because if they already believe in Polkadot and now Polkadot gets its first like serious oracle, that's going to do well in my opinion because that's the first.
What is that called? Paralink?
Yeah, Paralink. There's a few of them actually that are coming out. Paralink, I'm pretty bullish on just because, like I said, it's an oracle on Polkadot. What
is their DEX called that they're offering a lot of the initial DEX offerings and stuff?
What, the Polka Starter?
The Polka Starter, yeah.
Polka Starter, yeah, okay. Yeah. That was one of our best trades on the channel. I mean, I had talked about that like before it even came out. I don't even know what it did. It did something it did like a 50x on like launch or something like that. It was crazy. And I mean, the thing is like they're working, they're legit, you know. Trust Swap was another one that, you know, they were doing a lot of stuff as well. I don't know. I try to pay attention to these different cryptos, but ultimately, yeah, man, I guess it's not so much of like what you should be bullish on. I think it's more important to just know the cycles and know that it is still mostly speculation. And that's something that nobody really preached in 2017. Like I wasn't a top YouTuber back then. I was like, no one even knew who I was. So you guys know who the big dogs were. I'm not going to name the names of the big, but there was just so much like FOMO and hype. And there was almost no disclaimers on anything. And I think this time around, it's like, guys, like, don't be putting the mortgage payment into like shitcoin XYZ because like, you know, it's like hot dogs on the blockchain. Like what? Like, you know, like in all these food and DeFi and yields, it's great. But before I go, because I am ranting again, but it's like throwing the brick through the window. I've made this before, you know, and then you pick it up and it says, call this number for window repair. You know, it's like you're creating a problem and then solving it. But if you just step back, do we even need this? Right. Like, why is this even here? Yeah. You know,
I don't know. A lot of that in 17. A lot of solutions for problems we didn't even have.
And a lot of competing projects competing at like working towards the same thing. I mean, how many different really in all honesty, how many projects do we need to try to be Ethereum killers? I mean, there's only going to be so many that are going to be successful to even actually function on that level. You know, I mean, I think Cardano may have that, Polkadot may have that. I'm a big proponent of Nexus. Nexus is one of those cryptocurrencies to me that it's like the technology behind it is so advanced. I think like even the idea of what Polkadot is doing with like the parathreads and things kind of come from a lot of the things that Nexus had developed. But Nexus doesn't have that marketing because like almost what we were mentioning with Digibyte. I mean,
not to cut you off again, but I just want to I'm agreeing with you because I'll tell you what, like I was talking about Elrond, right? Like I found, I mean, even though Elrond, they were early, whatever, but when I first got into it, no one was really talking about it. And these guys were like, you know, head down, focus, work on stuff, which really turned me on. I was like, this is awesome. These guys couldn't care less. And really nothing happened price. And then all of a sudden, like the past month or so, they actually came out and literally were like, we're doing marketing. They allocated, you know, and it was centralized, whatever you want to call it, but they started marketing and look at the price up 600%. I mean,
look at Tron. You know, it's Justin, like, to me, Justin Sun and Tron are examples of that because there's nothing special in the technology. It was all
marketing and yep.
Why does Pepsi still like host the Super Bowl? I mean, do we not know who Pepsi is? You know what I mean? But no, they're still like out of sight, out of mind. Like you're gonna see this, you're gonna see our name, you're gonna think about us. Maybe next time you go shopping, you'll
name recognition. It's that name. It's like we want our name up. I mean, and it keeps it fresh on people's minds too, because you know we talk about the space moving fast. It's real easy for something to get missed unless they have that marketing arm that is saying, hey, you know, and just keep, because that's the way, unfortunately, the world really works. I mean, marketing is.
I mean, why do you make thumbnails and you know, titles effort, like you do, like, you know, be like, oh my goodness, Bitcoin's crashing. It's sensationalism. It catches people's eyes. You know, if I was just like, you know, crypto news, October 9th or whatever, it would just be like, all right, man, you know, like the people, they want to be entertained. They want that flashiness. And, you know, sometimes, unfortunately, good marketing can help a company. But I don't know then. I mean, no, look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin had zero marketing and look where it got. So it goes both ways.
I think that's a special example. I don't think you'll have another cryptocurrency have the effect that Bitcoin had doing it the way they did it, unless it was really like a be all end all of technology killers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but like I said, it's nice to see those projects that build first, you know, even with, for example, Uniswap, right? Like, I mean, they have a token now, which they have their use cases for. Great. But I mean, when they came out, it was like version 1, totally available for everyone. Just do what you want. Version 2, totally available for everyone. And then they were like, all right, you know, we've built the back end. We have the platform. It works. Then they introduced the token.
Well, they saw Sushi Swap like vampire attack all their liquidity too, so that was like a payback flow.
Yeah, well, there's some wars going on. There's some wars going on with the pancakes and the sushis, and I don't know who's going to come out victorious there. But I mean, regardless of your opinion on the token, whether or not it was to create hype, to cash grabbing, I don't really know because they gave it out for free. But at the end of the day, I do think it was cool to see that they built it first. They had the infrastructure was the main intention, to make DeFi easier, to make these swaps available, you know, to get around this stupid KYC BS, like that kind of goes against the ethos of crypto, really.
In a lot of ways, yeah.
What's your thoughts, guys, on Dogecoin though? Like at these levels, I think.
I was just looking at something. Apparently, the youngest hodler ever, Elon Musk, buys Doge for his 9-month-old son.
My best advice right now is just I would just take absolutely everything you have right now, ape into Doge right now. Just go and just hold.
Go hard.
No, I'm kidding. Go
hard. Go hard in the dog.
Watch that become that's going to be the quote that everyone's going to show now. Crypto Zombie said it. No.
Right.
No, I mean, look.
If you know how to buy low and sell high, and you study what you're doing, you do your own due diligence, and you make sure that you're not investing more than you can afford to lose, and you're not investing more than you can afford to invest, then go for it.
Yeah. I just think, you know, with inflation of, I think, 5 million tokens a year, it's don't think it's going to $1 anytime soon. That's all I got to say.
It's a meme. I mean, like the creator himself, it's nothing. I don't know if it's just like that stance that they're, I don't know if it's the whole like pumping the GameStop thing where like it's a failing business, but we're going to pump it anyway. Right. I think like Doge is just fun. The community is great. Like if you ever go to like go on Reddit and go like hang out with the Doge community, they're the greatest people ever.
They are.
But realistically, guys, come on here. Like you said, it's super inflationary. It's infamous. Go look at the chart. I mean, this thing is infamous for a 500, 600% dumps and then crashing. And I actually had a friend of mine. He said he bought. Luckily, he didn't buy a lot of it, but he did buy Doge because he thought. Juice up, Gorilla.
I'm not sure if you guys know this person, but it's just highlighting because of super chat and mentioning that for us to check our Telegram messages.
Okay, cool.
So.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I'm on Telegram. Be careful, scammers. Lots of scammers out there.
Not sure what we're dealing with, who we're talking to. So I just figured I would just.
But
I appreciate the super chat.
Yeah, we appreciate all you guys. Thank you again. But yeah, the whole Doge thing, man. I mean, it's a meme. It's fun. If you want to put a small percent, just in case. But I wouldn't go nuts with it. I mean, it's.
But see, again, Zombie, that's my thing about Elon Musk and him being really irresponsible with, I think, what he's doing.
It's very irresponsible
because he's going to wreck a lot of people.
Yeah, and it's funny that you said it like that because we're seeing all this celebrity hype. With not only with Elon, but now with Snoop and other people. And then, unfortunately, it's sad for Lindsay Lohan, but it looks like did
you see how perfectly that tweet? It was like, I woke up, I swear to God, this happened in the morning Eastern time. I sat down on Twitter. She posted it. I open up my charts, and within like literally maybe a couple minutes later, that it starts. I was like, damn, Lindsay.
Yeah, Bitcoin ignores Lindsay Lohan's to the moon tweet as Bitcoin price dipped 7.6%. Like, what's wrong with Lindsay Lohan that like she just caused this whole? So Elon brings Bitcoin up and poor Miss Lindsay Lohan brings the price down. It's a travesty. It's such a travesty.
So my dad is trying to call me right now. I forgot to turn my phone off.
You're good. Well, we're about to wrap things up, man. We're about at that hour mark. So I was just going to kind of go through, and I guess I'll let you go ahead if you want, K-Dub, give your final thoughts, and you can bounce out if you need to.
Oh, final thoughts. Well, I'll tell you what. Your channel probably has, because you've really branched out, Rice. Congratulations, man. I love the content you do now. It's awesome. You cover so many different topics. I wish I could do that, but I feel like I just have such a crypto niche right now that I
love what you do. I love what you provide. That's why I'm encouraging anybody who wants to keep up with crypto news to not only check out CB's channel, but your channel as well.
Yeah. Well, thanks, man. But I want to say anyone right now watching, I don't know who's out there. You guys are still early. Do not listen to the fudders. Don't listen to the Guggenheims who don't get SEC approval. So he goes from saying, not to cut it off, oh, it's going to 300K. And then, oh, we don't have SEC approval to buy. You know what? 30K is a little too high right now. They get it on the 31st. 2 days later, oh, it's going to 600K. It's like, guys, ignore the noise. This thing is literally going to go to the moon. I mean, it's inevitable. And if you're watching today, give yourself a pat on the back. You are all very early to the space. And yeah, I think this is just the beginning of a massive paradigm shift, revolution, whatever you want to call it. And I mean, yeah, that's all I could say. Like, you guys, if you guys are watching right now, you did it. Like, you are the early adopter. So like, yeah, just like shout out to everybody. Like, we all did it. Like, yeah, is that positive enough to sort of end on? Because
everyone's winning. Everyone wins. Everyone gets a trophy.
Well, you do when you hold Bitcoin. I don't know.
That's very true. That's very true. Ken Bozak is in the house.
What's up, Bozak? What's going on, my bro? K-Dub, man, I really appreciate your time. I guess we'll let CB give his final thoughts here, and then we'll get ready to wrap this bad boy up.
DCA, man, dollar cost average. That's all I can say. Like Zombie said, you're still early, especially if you dollar cost average in. I can see us going. I mean, I don't know, man. Like I said, it's going to shock and awe even us where Bitcoin goes.
I know you got to go. I wanted to say it earlier, but I didn't. You had mentioned a retest of 20K, right? Mm-hmm. Eventually. You know that I normally would always agree with that, but I have to be honest, seeing some of these prices that we've got, some of these big guys, like the fact that we had MicroStrategy buying at those levels, Elon Musk getting in at around 33K, they said those were the averages. Those are going to be some tough levels, man. Like, you know,
like 20K to go back to 30, from 30K to 20K is not that bad. If you think about it.
No, but that's if we do it soon. I mean, if we get up to these, if we get up to these 400, I mean, I'm talking like a wick up to 600, and then like you saw what happened in 2017. We went from like 20 to like 13 in like a week or less than that. I mean, that's going to happen, and they're going to call it a scam. It's going to go up to 600. It's going to fall back down to 100.
I guess, Zombie, my question is, the next bubble will pop. Where that is, we don't know, but we're going to have I think an 80 to 85% retracement. Wherever that.
Do you think it'll be that much this time?
I
you think we might be maturing? We might start hitting those 60%.
We are, yeah. I don't know. You're right.
I'd love to see CB talk to like some of these guys who are pushing for higher and who are not calling for this, and hear like a really constructive conversation about why on both ends. Because
Because here's my thing. Unlike traditional markets, I know we're getting off topic, but unlike traditional markets where we have like these gatekeepers as far as, these exchanges, right? They're centralized exchanges where price discovery is pretty much only on that platform, only on that exchange, right? We don't really have that as much in crypto. So that's why I think we still have the natural market still able to work. And in natural markets, unrigged markets, we have crazy swings, and you could be right. I could be right. Who knows? I just think we may test that 20K one more time.
If we touch 20K, I'm selling the house, dude. I'm telling you. I'm selling the house, because that to me is like, man, that is the opportunity right there.
That would be an opportunity.
I agree.
For sure. For sure. Well, gentlemen, I appreciate, man. And, definitely you guys are always welcome to come on to the show. So next time I'm doing one of these things, I'll let you know. So if you want to join, and I definitely encourage everybody to make sure that you're subscribed to both Crypto Zombie and Crypto Blood. Links are down below if you're not already subscribed. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, I would encourage you to be subscribed. I'm going to go ahead and throw on the thumbnail, because now I can just kind of be myself. Nobody sees me and just end the show. Make sure you're subscribed. I really appreciate everybody for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. What was I going to say? Oh, I really want to encourage people to check out this interview that I did last week with Dolores Cahill. She's Professor Dolores Cahill. For people who are interested in the PCR test in regards to COVID, she's trying to expose some information. She's very highly respected in her field, and I definitely encourage people. It's not necessarily crypto based. We do talk about crypto and blockchain because there is some things that she's going to be utilizing crypto and blockchain for. But for anybody who wants to get some truth information out there, and then just explore my channel. I just recently had Ammon Bundy. People may know from the Bundy standoff. He's the son of Cliven Bundy, who was the rancher who dealt with the alphabet agencies. So make sure you're checking that out. Again, smash that like button, hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date with my videos as they come out. And as always, I encourage you to be the change by practicing change.